So here we have the Nerf Nightfinder Modulus. Here is our zoom, in, out, day mode, night mode. This is not obviously Picatinny. This is a Nerf Modulus rail. And we've got unlocked position, locked position. This actually kind of works, but not super well. And I've cut this eye cup because it just stuck out like to here, which was insane. Just so you can get a little closer to the viewfinder, which is kind of small. So let's turn that on. Here we go. Nightfinder Tech, and this is daylight, so it is not difficult to see in here right now. Don't look too bad. You can see the Switch, the Xbox, and you can see our PVS 14, kinda. Let's turn that off. You can see our IR LEDs and our tiny little lens there. Compared side by side to the PVS 14, it is quite large. With 4 AA's in it, it is kind of heavy. I mean, the PVS 14 is kind of heavy to begin with, but you just have 1 AA in there. And I have some protectors on there right now. This is actually a cover for the sacrificial lens, because I never take that sacrificial lens off the PVS 14 because I am a broke boy and I cannot afford to mess with this. But this is our PVS 14. Not going to turn it on right now, and it is going right back in the protectors. This is just 3D printed. I've got some tape on there to shim it. And that is so I can cover it over the sacrificial lens. So that is what we're looking at, the Nerf Modulus versus a PVS 14. Let me go grab my scale so we can weigh these. All right, so here's our scale. Let's tare it. All right, we're at 0. Let's put our PVS 14 on there. Let's take off the caps just for accuracy's sake. So with a battery and a sacrificial lens, we are at 11.7 ounces. 332 grams. So for our Nerf Modulus, Nightfinder, whatever, we're at 11.1 with 4 AA's, so it is lighter than the PVS 14, though substantially larger. So because I'm a nerd, I put those covers right back on. So here's the janky test rigs we'll be using. This is for the PVS 14. Got our 1/4-inch thread right there. Just goes right in the bottom. Then we've got a holder for this phone that I'm shooting this on right now. For the Nerf, we have this little rail that I printed. This is a Nerf Modulus rail that I have stuck a 1/4-inch threaded insert into. Let me get that off for you so you can See the jank. Just getting that unthreaded. So a little brass threaded insert just melted in there. Melted through the other side pretty much. But it kind of works. So this just goes, so it's unlocked. I believe it goes this direction. Right on there. And then you lock it and it holds it. It wiggles back and forth quite a lot. So you're not going to be sub-MOA with this, sadly. And then that threads into this. And then you've got this clamp holding the cell phone holder at this angle so that we can look through it. And it is cockeyed, but it's what we can do. So that's our setup. Oh, and as far as head mounting this goes, I do not have a J-arm that will fit this. I mean, it'll thread in, but you got this big block on this side, you got this on this side. It just does not line up. So as far as head mounting, not going to be able to do that today. Or probably ever. So this is our PVS 14. It is perfectly dark out. You cannot see anything without having this night vision on. And you can see it's pretty bright over by the neighbors. They got some lights on. Those are actually a couple miles away. Well, right there is pretty close. But those lights behind, those are a couple miles away. And you can make out this car pretty well. There's no lag. You can walk around. You can see the ground in front of you. You can see your feet. Although if you want to see your feet clearly, you'll have to adjust the focus. You can see our slightly broken fence. And then you can see the Lincoln pretty well. And our stars. This is very usable. And for the price it ought to be. Now, that light that you see up there, that's not actual visible light. That is infrared from the security cameras. You are not able to see that with a naked eye. And since we're done with the PVS 14 for now, I think, I will remove the phone from my little setup here. And you should be able to see what it looks like without. So you can see the car over there driving up the road. And you can see the lights of the neighbors. You can kind of see the lights in the distance. But other than that, you can't see bupkis. And if you could see it right now, you would see that the Lincoln is right there. See? Little light on. That's our Lincoln. And that is where you were seeing the security camera before, the light from that. I'll turn our flashlight on for a moment. But you're not seeing anything now. So if I can get us back into our cradle here, a little makeshift kind of, not perfectly lined up. but you can see everything again. The Lincoln is there, just like broad daylight. You can see the tree line. And I've got this little infrared light in my pocket. If I can get it out. And that is pretty bright. You can see that. Lights it up a lot more. Turn it off now. And with this, you have adjustable gain. You can turn that up and it gets a little fuzzy. You can turn it down. It's a little darker, but not quite as fuzzy. But we had it somewhere in between, right about there, I think. But yeah, the PVS 14 is pretty awesome. So let's go get our Nerf toy and see how that does. That's where I set my bag down, easy to see. Just the focus. There's our little Nerf rig. So we will try that now. And we'll see how lined up we are here. This is all very fly-by-night kind of operation. So this is what we see in the standard mode with the Nerf. And with the flashlight, you can kind of see. There is our Lincoln. Now I'm going to put this Nerf into night vision mode, and you can see what this looks like. Gives us green to mimic the green phosphor. You can kind of vaguely make out the rear end of our Lincoln there. We can see the ground in front of us, kind of. It says this is 1x because it has a digital zoom. But it's a little bit easier to see if I'm looking directly into the viewfinder. I can tell that the Lincoln is there. Let's get a little closer. I cannot see where I'm going at all right now. Okay, I'm just a couple feet away from the Lincoln now. By a couple, I mean like maybe 12 feet, 10. But it looks right up close in that viewfinder. So you can kind of see in the dark with this, and it doesn't look half bad. It's just you can't see out very much. Let's get our infrared flashlight and see if that helps us any. It actually helps quite a bit. You can see the fence behind it. You can see the Lincoln really well. That looks pretty good. The Lincoln is a fairly reflective color, so that's going to show pretty well. This is with the help of a pretty powerful infrared flashlight. And there is no visible light right now. Turn that light off. And you can kind of make out those lights in the distance, but they were very bright with our PVS. Let's see, that's a car coming down the road. And let's see what our security lights look like in the other part of the yard. Can we see those? No, not really from here. Let's, just for laughs, let's try ultraviolet and see what that looks like. I am waving an ultraviolet light in front of this, and it's barely picking it up. So I'm going to put it right where you can see it. You can see the back of the flashlight here. This is ultraviolet, and I'm shining it back and forth. See, in front of it. And the camera is not picking it up. So this does not pick up infrared, or not infrared. It picks up infrared, doesn't pick up ultraviolet. So if we give it some visible light, that's me waving the visible light on the ground in front of it. Kind of see it. Got sidetracked. Let's go see our cameras. I'm going to give myself some visible light so I can walk, because you can't really walk with this thing I'm finding. Okay, in the distance you can see the garage with the visible light on. Give myself some light again. There is our infrared light from a camera, security camera. There's the other one. It's kind of hard to see. But this whole area is illuminated pretty well with infrared light. And I'll bring the PVS 14 over here again, I think, just to show you. Yeah, there's quite a bit of zoom on this, so it's hard to walk with. You can see your feet pretty well with this. That's what your feet look like, not mine. You can see the garage over there. Yeah, this is not great. This actually looks way better indoors, so let's bring this indoors and see what that looks like. Going back to standard mode. Can we see security camera better with standard mode? Yeah, kinda. Oh, I can see way better with the standard without that green whatever is going on there. This is not the night vision mode. This is the day mode on this. You can see the fence over there. You can see light from cars driving by. Wow, this looks way better without that night vision mode on. This is just day mode. But in the backyard I have security cameras. That's all getting flooded with infrared light. So if you have an infrared light from another source, you're gonna get way better results outside with that than with the built-in infrared illuminator on this Nerf toy. Because you can make out quite a bit more. There's the trusty tracker. Yeah, you can make out quite a lot here. But if you don't have that infrared light, this is what you're gonna see. So this area of the yard does not have infrared light. So let me bring out my infrared flashlight. Now you can see again. So that's our Nerf. Let's bring it indoors and see what it looks like in there. Here is our PVS 14 again. And as you can see, it still looks like daylight out here. So let's take a walk over to the front area over there. We can actually see our gate. This is with no external illumination. We can walk around that. And that is what the yard looks like with the PVS 14. There is our, you can see that floodlight, the infrared floodlight from a security camera. The old tracker. And you can really make everything out like it's just daylight. And that is what's so great about analog night vision. It is just amazing. Like I said before, it better be for the price, right? And you get your sky. You do not get the sky with the digital. At least not with our Nerf toy. I'd like to get my hands on psionics or something, you know? But hard to justify when I've already got the good stuff. I don't exactly have PVS 14 money normally, so not going to spend PVS 14 money on a digital device. But yeah, this looks fantastic. I am working on a PVS 69 right now. I am just waiting on parts from Vaughn. Hopefully I can get that done soon. We can try that out. But this is what I got to play around with for now. So I'm going to put this back in the bag. We'll go inside and see what these look like inside. So here is our PVS 14. You can see a little light over there from our humidifier. It needs to be refilled. See our ceiling fan. See the light coming in from outside the room along the sides of the door. Sorry for the mess. You can see our air purifier down there. Some light bleeding in from outside. That's just the light from a surge protector. And you can see the pattern on the quilt pretty well. And you can vaguely make out our little Israeli friend down there. Let's try it with the built-in IR illuminator. Which, wrong direction. There we go. And it is daylight. So this is the IR illuminator that's built into the PVS 14. Ceiling fan, quilt. Not a whole lot to see, but whatever there is to see, you can see quite well. All right, lights are off now. I'm going to start up our Nerf toy so you can see the splash screen and everything. And this is daylight mode. You can see the cracks alongside the door frame where light's coming in. You can kind of see the amber lamp from the humidifier over there. I'm pointing it at the air purifier. Now you can see that little neon light on that. And what's our surge protector look like? There it is. Kind of hard to find things with this because of the zoom, and you can see it is on 1x. Now let's turn it into night mode. And this is why I was kind of disappointed outside, because this looks really good indoors. Can we find our ceiling fan? Yep, there it is. I mean, this looks great. And this is using IR illumination. So you will be lit up like a Christmas tree in IR if you're using this. So to the people who are using analog night vision, you will be very easy to spot. There's our dresser. There's our humidifier. You can make out everything really well. There's our door, smoke detector. Let's go around here. Let's see if we can see our Israeli buddy. And you can. You can see the pattern on the bed. Now you can see I was a little disappointed how this worked outside because it's working really well in here. So you really do need that IR illumination for this to work. And it's got a pretty short range on the built-in IR on this. And quite a zoom. That is not 1x at all. Like that little ottoman thing is, let's say, 5 feet away right now. And it looks like I'm right on top of it. Yeah,